Tryna get them rings like I'm Brady. Couple years I'm whipping a Mercedes. Yeah, calling out my name, but she hate me. Never chase a bitch, get the Benjis. My bitch look good in Uggs. Money strong like tugs. Face the blunt is rough. Call me, it's a dub. Back shots on the rug. Next up, yeah, it's on. Solo just like Han. Hold up, girl, don't touch. Hey.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? StyleBeasting episode 12, everybody. I'm back. Today I was going to speak to Lee Golson about his experiences on being the porn industry, but like I said, that episode is postponed till further notice. Today it's going to be another solo podcast with just me, and today I'm going to speak on a lot of things that people think matter, or not should I say don't matter, but people put stuff that's not that important on a high pedestal at a moment that's not warranted or needed. And later on I'm gonna speak on that. At the beginning it's gonna be more nerd stuff, and the later half is gonna be more insightful stuff. Even though some of the nerd stuff I am gonna speak upon is insightful, but to the people who are not for the nerd culture, I guess, is for us. So what I'm going to speak on first. Well, I'm going to speak on first is the FGC community, which is the fighting game community. Which I'm not like in the tournaments or fight in or be a part of any. I've been to some in-house anime convention tournaments, but never like the places where you could qualify to go to the big tournaments. I've never been there before, but I always wanted to when I was like 12 or like no. Oh yeah, 13, 14. I spent hours playing Street Fighter 4 and other fighting games to get myself ready to get into like the big fighting game leagues, because guys like Yipes, Maximilian, who else was it? Damn, I'm drawing like a mad blanks. Damn it. Fuck. Justin Wong. Fuck. It's Mike Ross and Gutex and Daigo and the other guys of that era of fighting games where Street Fighter 4 and Ultra Street Fighter 4 was out and popping. Like those era guys, and Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Those guys about the elk of those generations with fire. The new guys are great too, because you got Dragon Ball Z Fighters and a whole bunch of ArcSys games. Even Tekken 7. There's I think last year at Evo, Pakistan or I forgot what nationality he was or what country he was from, but I heard that over there in where that guy won last year, they're big in Tekken 7. Like those guys are actual threats and those guys are monsters. Which if you are playing Tekken 7 professionally, you probably are a fucking monster, because I see some of the tournaments. I have my beef with Tekken because I literally almost like I go numb in my fingers playing it alongside Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I literally almost like got arthritis playing that game, because I play the game every day and I study that game for hours on hours to learn and master that game. I really love fighting games, but had to put the fighting games away, like finish school, and like because I was, instead of doing the homework, I was just playing video games, and that fucked me up, because you gotta do the homework. You can't just play and shit. You have to do the work. But on my days where I didn't have classwork, I still get to practice room and still get going. But guys like Marcus Bow or Ray Mills, those guys were kind of experienced when it came to fighting games. Like Ray Mills was doing combos with fucking Asuka and Tekken Tag 2 that was like from one side of the screen to the next, and it was a death combo. And Marcus ass, when I played Street Fighter Cross Tekken with that nigga, he just knew all the tag combos. I think that's why I had beef with Marcus, because that nigga knew all the tag team games that I really want to fuck with. He knew off gate, except Marvel. I don't think he really fucked with Marvel like that. But Tekken Tag 2 and Street Fighter Cross Tekken were really pissing me off. and he was good at Street Fighter 4 too, which was another thing. I was trying to beat that nigga with 8 on my best characters, and he's good. I'm not even gonna lie. He's a good rival to have in fighting games, but there has been some catastrophes in the fighting game community. There's been a whole bunch of misconduct that's been going on. It's been going on in every branch of in every community, acting community, the gaming community, YouTube. It's been happening everywhere. So a lot of people has been coming out as nasty, as little nasties doing, and that's another thing too. I'm all for people. If you were mistreated or done wrong, I'm all for getting justice for you. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. We all have to work together, and being mistreated wrongly or viewed lower than somebody else is something I can't get behind. So I understand in not even in the climate, and I'm using um parentheses for, is still be a decent human being, treat people with the same respect as always. But the fighting game community has faltered because Evo is not happening this year because of allegations too with the guy who runs it, which is crazy. That the guy who ran like one of the biggest fighting game tournaments would have that on him. But until that gets situated, I don't think there'll be an Evo this year or probably next year. Well, shit, even if we there wasn't COVID to worry about, there probably wouldn't be it. But there probably won't be a whole bunch of in-house tournaments. Well, there won't be any tournaments that used to be people to people. Online tournament would still be booming, but as in like, well, no, I take that back. In in places that is America, because people in America seem to be entitled to do whatever they want. And hey, there's a pandemic out there, but hey, man, I'm gonna do what I want. Fuck everybody. Fuck the scientists. Fuck the guys who actually know what they're talking about. I think as a person who just isn't who lives in the country, I think I know better, do know more than scientists that's their job. So, and I was making fun of the country people. Not, I don't believe that. I believe, hey, if if I have to wear a mask, I obviously need to wear a mask because niggas are obviously dying, like in a plentiful, and kids are going back to school in a couple weeks, and it's gonna be. And well, I'll say that for later because that's a whole spill of people who really don't give a fuck about kids or anything. But I'll get to that later. But back to the fighting game community. But yeah, um, Street Fighter Five announced their last season of characters. Dan Hibiki, them adding Dan was good, and it showed that they were paying attention. And Maximilian called it for some weird reason, even though he didn't call it, but it ended up happening. The early footage of Dan looks cool. He looks dumb. He looks like his moves are really not that interesting. It doesn't. His attacks look like they're supposed to look weak and sort of interesting because apparently he has an uppercut into a elbow drop, which is weird, and you can do a shoryuken into his taunts. Which so they gave him his weird taunt combo stuff back again, like in Street Fighter 4. They announced Oro from Third Strike. I didn't play Third Strike as much, but I've seen many people play Oro, and he looks like a cool character. Rival Schools is back for people who really, really, really fucking love Rival Schools. I wasn't a bit. I never got a chance to really play Rival Schools. I only know two characters, Batsu and Sakura. Everybody else is like a mystery to me. But I understand why they didn't put Batsu because that would have been an easy choice. But them adding Akira, her in the game is going to be good for the populace, for people who don't know anything about fighting or anything about Rival Schools. So it'd be like, oh shit, this is a who's this? What is this game? And bring up and probably come back to nostalgia, think watching the game and come back to it. And you could probably because of this, they're gonna probably do a Rival Schools HD collection later on down the line, which wouldn't be bad, which actually would be a great thing because you'll see where Sakura originally first came from to be put in Street Fighter. And Basu was in Tatsunoko versus Capcom 2 and for the Wii. So he has his games. Um they announced Rose. Rose, even though Rose was always my most hated character because she didn't really did do nothing, but she was like a go to for like the professional players that knew how to play her. So I want to know if she's gonna be as aggravating as she once was in Super Street Fighter 4. Because when they gave her Ultra 2, which is 2 psychic orbs, she was really nasty because you can't press a button or you're gonna get combo to death. So I hope they still make her annoying and strong in this one. And the last character is a secret until the spring of 2021, which they since they don't have anything but drawings and little and not leaked images, but some not fully developed Dan stuff. That means that they're in the process of making these characters because all you saw was like the art for Rose, Oro, Akira, and a silhouette of the character. So you really didn't see what the character fully looked like. But I feel like probably with the start of next year, we'll probably see the last character. Well, no. Yeah, we'll start seeing the last character. We'll start seeing the last. We'll start seeing the characters what they really look like and how they interact and what new stuff they plan on having in the game because apparently Akira, since she's a rival schools character, she's gonna have rival schools mechanics, and they didn't go in depth with that in the whole fighting game sit down. Which also they announced Guilty Gear's two new characters, a Black Samurai, and I forgot the other guy's name, but he's blonde, burly guy with cross swords, literally. And I guess he's a returning character because everybody was like, "Oh shit, he's back." So both characters are cool. Soul Calibur got a new character. I forgot her name, but she's Lady Samurai. Cool design. I think they're changing the layer, the fighting, the breakable armor in the game. So normally you do a combo on them and everything will shatter. I think they're changing how that works in the game too. Let's see what else. Dragon Ball Z, they didn't announce anybody in the August fighting games around table because apparently, well, it was at the end of July, but apparently in the next 2 days there's going to be a Dragon Ball Z tournament, and we're getting a new character. And this is the 14th, so on the 16th they'll release the character, and we'll probably see if it's Master Roshi, Omega Shenron, or Turtles, or all three. Whichever ever. It's the game's still gonna be. I'm still gonna have to get my practice on because I haven't practiced or played that game since season 3 was announced. Yeah, it was. I don't know. It's with me and fighting games. It's like I don't have enough time because the time I have to put in is ridiculous. And every time I wanted to play it, I'm like, I get behind like a season or two, and it's too hard for me to like catch up on the season. And that'd be my big problem with the new age fighting games or games with seasons in general, because I feel like, well, except for Call of Duty seasons are like 50, a whole like 2 or 3 months, which actually no, it's the same pace. And some people, yeah, 50 days. So I guess the time frame that we get, I can have like other endeavors or other stuff that I want to do or stuff that comes up, or I can't do it in that month, and stuff just keeps on getting behind and behind. So I guess I kind of procrastinate on fighting games, but I try not to. But I still love fighting games to this day, and I'm still going to pick up season 2 and 3 of No, season 3 entire. No, I had to get season 2 entirely and season 3 of Dragon Ball Z Fighters, so I can see what these new cast is gonna be and get this team together. Because my team is still deadly: Bardock, Vegeta, and Goku Black. I'm switching Goku Black for Jiren or Broly, the new Broly, whichever the two. Well, but we'll get to teams when I officially start back practicing. And since we're still talking about games, Neo 2 announced their DLC, which I didn't know, was coming this fast. And the monsters look as ugly as they did in the Neo 2, which is great. The monsters look scary. The game looks mad hard. I'm not done beating Neo 2 because I got caught up with Sekiro, which is probably still the hardest game ever I played. Well, Dark Souls S game I ever played. Neo 2 gets easy once you just learn how to get the combos. It gets like the stamina bar right. But if you don't get that stamina bar right, it is a bitch and a half for that game. Like that game is ridiculous. I can't tell you how many times I died to because I ran out of stamina or bullshit. They do too much damage in that game, and it's mainly they just do too much damage in the damn game. Like I got hit twice and I was dead. I was like, fuck this. I'm taking another break. Dark Souls games are great and I love them. If it wasn't for Dark Souls, I probably wouldn't be into them as much. And if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't subscribe to the YouTubers I do and check out their content. So, yeah, Dark Souls is a great median of games, but it's just if you don't want to go through hours or smash your controller or beefing with like a game, then Dark Souls might not be your cup of tea right now. But who knows? Maybe in the future you might play it. I was playing Call of Duty had a free multiplayer weekend, and I finally got back into Call of Duty. It wasn't bad. It was actually a really decent 4 days of gameplay. I actually gotten a better shot because of it. And I'm not that bad in Call of Duty. I'm not the best. My kill death ratio, I think the highest I had was like 18 kills and like 10 deaths. I think that might have been one of my best games where I killed and lived. Because other games was like 35 and like 20 and shit like that. So yeah. But I probably am gonna buy Call of Duty. I already have Warzone. Probably gonna buy the game and play multiplayer because it was interesting, and the whole shooting aspect. I finally got back into it, and I had to get better for Apex because Apex is getting a new character and new content the 18th, which is in 4 days. So be ready for that. Um, Cyberpunk released a class system in their game since the game is so close to coming out. So I think you can be a farmer, a low life tech guy, or business mogul. If what I heard was right, I didn't get to see the trailer because I'm not that invested in Cyberpunk. But from what I heard from other people, it sounds like the class system is pretty legit and pretty standard. And it's not like some really rigid, dumb, crazy shit. Um, New anime coming out this year and new manga that's coming out. One Piece. So the new chapter of One Piece, and I'm not super educated on One Piece, so forgive me ahead of time, One Piece guys. Um, Kaido is getting worked by this samurai. Like he got pierced and he's down bleeding. Big Mom has saw Luffy and wants to kill him even more. Um, I'm hearing things about this Yamato character. Apparently, that's a dude. It might be a chick. I might be wrong. That's apparently want to join the gang, which would be crazy, because I think she might join them because if when the Wano arc ends, Kinemon is gonna stay there with Mononosuke because he's like he was dead. He was supposed to watch him, and I think the other samurai is going to stay there. So I think Yamamoto is probably the Wano character that's going to go with the crew, and I think that'll be a 10th member, including Jinbei, alongside Luffy's 50,000 fleet of men that he doesn't want but he's going to have to need them if he wants to get that war started. Because apparently, One Piece is close to ending, which is crazy on a long scheme. Because how, like, who would have thought the show? Well, it's going to be like over 1,000 chapters and episodes when it ends, but who would have thought that 1,000 chapter or however long One Piece has been out, fucking IP is going to end soon, which everybody's been making jokes on. But if on the grand scheme of things, One Piece may have taken its sweet time doing all this, even though it's hella world building. It's still gonna be a hopefully great ending. Hopefully. And hot take, Kobe and Luffy is gonna be the final fight in One Piece. Mark my words on it. Fire Force 2. I haven't seen the episode the last two episodes, but since I already read the manga, I already know what's gonna happen. I think the newest episode is them going to the China Peninsula and starting the talking animals arc. And they find out what Amaterasu is and who it is. Well, find out who Amaterasu is instead of what it is. And the society and the whole church and society going forward. Because apparently was you guys thought like the evangelists were problems when you had to find out you had to fight a whole entire church and they have underlings with the church is gonna get hectic and wild. But I'm not gonna spoil too much on that one. Haiku, the volleyball anime, it's coming back, and I can't wait. The manga ended a cut like maybe a month or 2 months ago, and I'm about to start reading it because apparently you meet the little giant, and he's apparently like some cool laid back guy, and everybody except like the third years are grown up, and they look different and weird because Kageyama. Well, the art style. Let me rephrase that. The new art style for them looks weird because everybody is taller or more mature, and Hinata looks weird, like being taller. Because when I saw him, I was like, "What the fuck is Hinata's doing this tall?" But it's been like, and I won't say a year, but it's been a couple months since the end of the whatever their freshman arc, the freshman year of high school. So I'm definitely gonna check. Haiku is a volleyball anime, which it's me personally, I love it because one of the characters remind me so much of basketball players. It's just on a volleyball scale, and they make it look cool instead of like the simple just like passing, diving for the ball. They make it look more like it's a cool thing. So I would definitely give, if you don't watch sports anime, I would definitely give that a watch. It's a great, great, great sports anime. Alongside Slam Dunk and hot and another in a basketball anime called Slam Dunk and Hairu no Sora, which is a new basketball anime that started last year. And that's a good one too. You should definitely check that one out. Let's see. I think that's all of my nerd talk and my nerd weed talk. So now is the where I get into the more serious stuff I was speaking about. Um, so last Friday, Cardi and Meg dropped WAP. I the acronym of wet ass pussy, and everybody and their mama had a whole think piece to it. It had a think piece of women are just using sex to sell, oh, how are these women selling, using their bodies like that, or yada yada yada, blah blah blah. A whole bunch of a whole bunch of like think pieces of from men and some women who share their sexuality or their bodies differently than other women. Now, I'm here to tell you that, well, I'm here to tell the women who support of the video and support the women in the video. I'm here to tell you, I don't care what you do with your body. At the end of the day, it's not my choice to do what to tell you or what to do. So I can't tell you. It's all of you. And for the men and women who are telling people about the video, maybe you should look at yourselves and see, maybe I need to stay out of this. If it doesn't concern me, it doesn't concern me. Now, I will say at the end of the day, the only thing I will say for both sides, for the side of for Cardi and Meg and against Cardi and Meg, nobody gives a fuck about your think pieces. Actually, nobody cares about nothing anyways. Now, let me put that in a full spectrum. People care about being free, being treated the right way, and want to be treated as a human being. That's always on everybody's mind. Nobody wants to be treated any differently than the next man or woman sitting beside them. Now, your some of your think pieces are maybe a little skewed, or nobody gives a fuck about your think pieces. Now, I've seen some think pieces come out from No Name calling out Beyonce about how she's taken from African culture and try to monetize off it, and then somebody had to check her on about her how she doesn't represent the African culture, so who is she to stand up for it? And that's what I'm trying to say. Another thing, that's what basically what that man said to No Name in so few words is mind your business. It's good that you care about a certain demographic and their values and what they believe in, but if they didn't bring it up, then why the fuck do you care? Why are you trying to like bring something that nobody's trying to bring up to the front, or that they don't care? It's not that big of a deal. So do I think women sell themselves sexual throughout these past couple of years? I mean, some have, and some have used it for their businesses or to start a business. Shoot, some of the girls who are doing it have become thousandaires, who are selling or buying Rolls Royces, buying homes, getting these fancy cars, and they don't care what people think about them. If I sell pussy, hey, I'm still making more money than the people who do shit on me. Who cares what they think? And that's their right. You don't have to care what people think about you. At the end of the day, it's only your opinion that matters. Now, the consequences that come after your years of doing that, if you don't care about that, then yeah. But if you do, then you might want to like sit back and rethink, because some of the women who do indulge in that activities are a little finicky and a little fickle. They'll say one thing and do another. It's like some of them support body positivity and like you should love your body and what you in and how you are, but they'll hit you with, oh, I'm doing surgery on my body for the content for you guys, for my people. I mean, but at the end of the day, like the only reason that there is content is because you wanted to make content. Nobody was, if everybody was like, hey, make OnlyFans. I mean, just because everybody tells you to make one, you're gonna do it, and like, hey, I might want to get surgery. And even though I'm all for big women, hey, maybe I do get surgery. Like, isn't that against what you said about going under the knife and whatever? But that's cool. some people are fickle with their beliefs. I'm not here to tell you what to do or how to or what your beliefs are, if they're right or wrong. Do it to it. If you want to do it, that's on you. But just back up your claims of what you say. Because some people, like I said, people don't care about their. People really don't care about what they preach. Some don't. Some do. And I care about the message. I try to spread people that I'm a kind, understanding person. But it's end of the day, if I see bullshit, I'm gonna call it out. Man or woman, doesn't matter. If you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong at the end of the day. And I think that people need to mind their pockets and mind their business. If it doesn't concern you or harm people of you or of your color or ilk, then what does it matter? If women are out here singing wop wop wop, let them do it. What is that gonna hurt you? And some of the men who say, "Hey man, this is bad for women," some of you guys aren't the best at treating women correctly, anyways. Because some of the niggas I seen that come out their mouths, I'm like, I don't. I know you, and you have done and said some wild shit about women. So I don't know how you are saying this. Now you could have changed in your mindset, everything, but if shit didn't change, you still a piece of shit, dude. And the women who are giving these think pieces about how whole let's see, what was it? What was one of the stupid ass think pieces I saw? I think it was on the skin of I think it was of the elk of damn, what was it? Fuck. Oh yeah. So this what it was. This woman was chastising the same time people were chastising the whole WAP thing. This woman brought up the whole, hey, Future got like 7 kids, 7 baby mamas. Y'all don't say nothing. I mean, and that's another part of like mind your business, something that had no pertaining to that. Like, just because they make WAP doesn't make them bad people or bad parents. Just because Future has like 7 kids doesn't make him a bad person, a bad parent. And you judging a book by its cover is never been has never worked out for a lot of people. So judging somebody because of what they sing or what they rap about some of it may be harmful and toxic, and I hate using word toxic, but some of it is just for the song and for the vibe of the song. Now, if you don't like the song, you don't have to listen to it. And I know you think Twitter is gonna being on Twitter is gonna help you people get you mentioned and make people fake woke. No, dude, don't do it like that. Don't try to make something out of nothing. If nobody cares about your thing, again, I might name this "Nobody Gives a Fuck About Your Think" pieces too, because at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to say about this whole thing. Like, dude, fight for something that's worth fighting for. Don't fight for these stupid gender war shits that people be posting on everything. How men are trash or how women are trash. On men and women on both sides who don't entertain that shit, don't. It's worthless. I used to do that shit, and now looking back on it, it's horrible because it does nothing and solves nothing. So please, 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 especially my people from Carthage in the big southern states, think of what you think before you speak or post anything on social media, because y'all are the first to be like, yeah man, yeah man, this song is gonna harm our kids. You don't give a fuck about the kids. If you did, this WAP be the last thing on your mind. Some of you racist hicks are teaching your kids violence against racist race, a race that does nothing to you. Some of y'all people are teaching ignorance and hate towards gay people that doesn't need to be. Some of y'all teach ignorance and try to say that WAP is a bad song that's gonna harm the kids. You could probably harm your kid because of the teachings. So WAP's the last thing, and you shouldn't be having celebrities be your I'm not role models, but idols. don't idolize everything that they say and do. You get some people who are doing good, they could be role models, but don't like mold your life around a certain person because shit, 20 years down the line, you might find out that person's a piece of shit. Or sometimes, or in the opposite, take time to understand the artist because some people might post that person might be some people might post that that artist or person is a piece of shit, but it's just how the climate or how people view 2020, how everybody's a misogynist or gaslighter or some bullshit. So be very wary and keep your mind open to other things and stop being ignorant to like certain things. Take time to absorb some things in the world instead of just saying no, no, no. Um COVID is still out here and still booming. Um I think I read somewhere in Florida how I think a government official in Florida is saying, "Hey, if you are to wear a mask in the building, you are going to be asked to take it off," which is like, what? And especially in Florida, where it's big, where I don't know if it's super heavy over there, but if it is like, even if it's not heavy, like nigga, wear a mask, like bro, like what is with everybody wearing a mask? Like I never got how arrogant some Americans are. Like wearing a mask is not going to kill you. Wearing a mask for like 10 minutes is not going to hurt. Is not going to harm you. If you're wearing oxygen mask on your face, then yeah, I'll let that slide. But if you're not, if you're breathing, if you're walking around breathing fine, all the other shit, just wear for fucking 10 minutes. Like I never got that, man. Like niggas is so entitled to like freedom. They think that everything is going to impede on it, but it's not. And I think that's why other countries are laughing at us and doing better with this COVID thing because they're thinking, hey, maybe I could think instead of being a jackass. And because if you see a diagram of the COVID cases, America looks like the One Blood remix, and Canada has like three little red dots. And but the last time I checked that was like a month ago, so it might have changed, but I don't know. Um, so missing kids been a big thing for the past couple of days. Actually, saving the kids has been a big thing for the past like 2 days. With the whole Rick and Morty thing coming out, and I saw the video. Um, the video was mad crazy on a scale of like, yeah, I can see what people are talking about, and I know pedophilia is a big thing, and it needs to be stopped out. Like, stop that shit. Like, stop fucking kids, bro. Like that shit's nasty, and I don't believe in that shit at all. And I don't want to start like shooting niggas bail because I don't know if that dude's actually a pedo. Because the video of the baby doll, it was a baby doll, it wasn't a real baby, but because of the what's going on and how dark, even if it was a joke, it was super dark. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be rough for that guy. It's gonna be rough for that guy who made Rick and Morty. It's gonna be rough for Cartoon Network because of Cartoon Network. They're dark funny, but they're not that dark funny. So if stuff looks the way it does in the next 2 weeks, Rick and Morty will be permanently not aired on Cartoon Network or Adult Swim ever again. So mark my words, in 2 weeks, if that happens, hey, I'm a genius. But yeah, we'll see how that goes for Rick and how for those the art creator of Rick and Morty. That was a crazy video, and that's another thing too. These videos, who's ever posting these videos of these famous people doing crazy shit or like getting the audio clips is very that nigga that he or she be digging. Like I don't even know how that video came out because it looked like it was when it was made. It was made not in the 90s, but I want to say the early thousands. So to find that clip had to be like mad crazy hard. But if he is a pedo, fuck him. But if he's not, and it was just a super dark joke on some super dark joke shit, then that's a really super dark joke. Then, cause um, and I'm sorry to end it in this episode on like a dark thing like pedophilia, but I'm not ending on there. I'm just really gonna end it on a really dark note. I used to a couple years ago. I was a really optimistic guy. Like there was probably less than five things. There was probably no time in the world where I can sit there and say I was really real with the world. I saw the world on a brighter tone. Even though I know about the evils of the world, I still saw a silver lining of hope somewhere. And I still do. I still have that hope. But that that thin line is getting thinner and thinner every day. I still believe, I still have hope things will change and things will get better, as all things will. But for most people, I could slowly see that the end of the world or hell, like, is over. Like, there's like it's over. Like the world's over. Like everything's about to get gone, and shit's just gonna be shitty. I think differently. I think it is gonna be shitty, but I think it's gonna get better too. Um, I want to end this on a good note. Always have hope, guys. Don't falter to doubt or depression. And if you do, try to talk to somebody. Try to sit down with somebody and like talk your stuff over, and like get some good insight. And just be happy and be careful with your life, man. Most people aren't being precautious with the pandemic and stuff. So if you're one of those people that you get sick easy, or hey, might have existing breathing problems or other problematic stuff with me, maybe you need to sit down somewhere and chill out. There's nothing wrong with chilling out and not going to parties or going to the club or hanging out with a whole bunch of people. Sometimes being alone is the best medicine because you get a better feel of yourself if you catch what I'm saying. Being alone and understanding who you are, like having your own thoughts come to you. Um, and I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys for listening to my podcast. I appreciate you guys doing it, and I appreciate the insight you guys give me on certain episodes. And I can see that you guys actually listen to my stuff, and I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys later. Next episode, I'm still thinking about what this bring have the topics on there. Um, have a great day, guys. I love you.
I want a freak bitch. I want a swank. I need me a freaky little bitch. She suck her so good now I'm tweaking. All of my bitches don't leave me. You know they don't get off the link. Hell no, don't pass me no seats. The swank in the minutes on fleek. These niggas be feet. These niggas get high off me. Bitch, get the fuck out my face. Little niggas, they don't wanna race. All of you niggas disgraceful. Fuck on your bitch, relate though. She said that she wanna come stay. Hell no. But then your nigga can't fuck with it though. No smoking this gas. I'm feeling like right from my goat. See, bitch, you want flowers, they lotus. All of my moves don't expose. Fuck all your oxy bitches. These niggas be snitching. These niggas ain't shit. I been popping shit for head and she lit. Let's go. I want a freak